Hi boys and girls, it's me, Gammy, Great Aunt Mary, and I'm here to read you another story from a different part of the world. And this part of the world is Puerto Rico. That's an island off the United States. And the name of this story is called Coqui in the City by Nomar Perez. Here's the city. Very festive, very colorful. Look, they're even selling hot dogs. In San Juan, Miguel brought his pet frog, Coqui, everywhere. He brought him to play baseball with his friends. And look, he's in his pocket. To visit the pond in the park. And what did he do? He put him in a paper boat that he made. And to buy quesitos, his favorite snack from the panderia. Do you know what a panderia is? Why, it's a bakery. Coqui was part of the familia, or the family. Miguel brought him to every dinner at his abuelo's house. You know, abuelo means my grandfather. Coqui even seemed to listen to the family as they laughed and told their stories. Abuelo, tell me the story about when you met Roberto Clemente, Miguel said, even though he heard the story 100 times already. Miguel's abuelo loved baseball just as much as he did. Here's abuelo with Miguel. At home, Miguel snuggled in bed with the sounds of the night covered him like a warm blanket. Coqui and his friends sang him to sleep. Now there's the Coqui down there. And here's what they sound like. They're really tree frogs. And here's what they sound like. They say, Coqui, Coqui. I'm sure if you've been to any of the islands, you've heard that sound. And here he is. Coqui and all his friends. They're all singing him to sleep. Will there be a baseball there, Miguel said. Definitely, said Papa. And quesitos? I'm not sure, but we will find out, Mama answered. This is because they were going to the United States. Miguel started to pack up his life in Puerto Rico. But his mind wandered to all the things he would miss. Flying kites in El Muerto, going to his abuelo's house and climbing the mango tree in the backyard, and playing Joro in a parranda with family and friends during La Navidad. And Navidad means the holidays of Christmas. Oh, he looks pretty sad. But most of all, Miguel would miss Coqui. I wish I could bring him along, he whispered to Coqui at the airport. Coqui, Coqui, his friend replied. Kind of like his friend was almost saying, me too, me too. Adios, Coqui, Miguel said and placed Coqui in the gentle hands of his abuelo. Don't worry, Miguelito. Everything's going to be all right, Abuelo assured Miguel. La Canción del Coqui will be with you everywhere you go. Coqui will be in your smile, in your warm hugs, in your new adventures, and most importantly, in your loving heart, Abuelo said, pulling from his pocket a little surprise. It was an old baseball, signed by the baseball legend, Roberto Clemente. Wow. Wow. For me, Miguel asked. Sí, which means yes, Abuelito said, and smiled. To keep you company everywhere you go. And now they're on the airplane, flying into the United States. Miguel fell asleep in the airplane, holding the baseball tightly. Miro, mijo, look, Mama said, shaking him awake. Down below, hundreds of bright lights twinkled. Look how tall the buildings are. When they arrived at the apartment, Miguel couldn't believe how much smaller it was than their house back in San Juan. As they unpacked in their new home, Miguel said, Mama, I miss Coqui. And Mama says, I know, mijo. I miss abuelo and abuela too. That means mijo means my love, or my little one. And she misses her mother and father, abuelo, grandfather, and abuela, grandmother. Mama said softly, Yes, I miss their hugs, Miguel said. Why don't we go outside and explore the neighborhood before Papa comes back from work? That'll take our minds off of everything. So here they are in the neighborhood. Wow, that looks like a real busy place. The streets were full of interesting sights, sounds, and people. Spanish words danced around them, and other unfamiliar languages too. The newness of everything was overwhelming. That means they just couldn't believe all of the cool things that were around them in that city. Then Miguel and Mami happened upon something familiar, a park. Mira, Mama, tienen empanadas, said Miguel, excited to see something else that he recognized. He sees a cart selling the empanadas. And mira, Mama means, look, Mama. But as they were walking towards the fritura vendor, an interesting sound caught Miguel's attention. Croak, 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 ribbit, ribbit. Miguel doesn't know what that is. Coqui, Miguel said, looking around him. He found a small pond full of frogs, hopping, splashing, and catching flies on their tongues, just like his Coqui. Mama, mira. Can I take one home, Miguel asked. Mama laughed. No, mijo, let's keep exploring. And look at them. They're saying croak, croak, ribbit, 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 ribbit. When they stumbled onto a baseball field near the pond, Mama says, let's play some catch. Miguel still missed home, but throwing his Roberto Clemente baseball made him feel a little bit better. After the game, Miguel and Mama started home. They spotted a pandaria, just like the ones back in Puerto Rico. And guess who was standing there with a box of castillos in his hand? Papa! At home, the sun was slowly dropping down behind the buildings. While Miguel and his parents ate together, they were tired from the day, but it was a good kind of tired. And here's Miguel, falling asleep And it says Miguel snuggled his bed as the sounds of the city at night covered him like a warm blanket. Soft Spanish music drifted from his neighbor's window. Miguel whispered a quiet Coqui, Coqui to himself and thought about his Coqui and all of the people and places he loved in Puerto Rico. They would always be close to his heart, no matter where he was. Just some things were definitely different in New York, but some things were just the same. And here he's listening to the sounds of the city. Lo-li-la, lo-li-la, li-lo-le, li-lo-le. So these are different sounds coming from different night animals in the city. That is the end. What a wonderful story. So now we've been to many different places in the world. And very soon, we're going to be going to another different place in the world. So until next time, everybody snuggle up under your covers. Good night. Sleep tight.